chose AmericanEagle.com, and we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
From the DTLA Law Group Injury Help Studios,
this is Southern California's news.
KNX News, 97.1 FM.
I'm Larry Perrell. It is 4:30. Good afternoon. Well, a prolonged and brutal heat wave set to move into Southern California tomorrow, and an extreme heat warning will be in effect from Thursday through Saturday. Dr. Ariel Cohen from the National Weather Service says temperatures records could be broken.
This is a dangerous heat event. A recurrence rate of this particular magnitude is once every 2 to 4 years or so. We're looking at many temperatures to reach near, maybe even exceed a bit, record values. We're certainly at climatologically the warmest time of the year. Temperatures in the western San Fernando Valley could actually go all the way up towards 108 to possibly 110 degrees.
LA Mayor Karen Bass says hundreds of cooling centers will be operating around the city, and other precautions are being taken too.
In response to any power outages, LADWP has crews on standby to respond immediately if needed.
A red flag warning has been issued for the LA and Ventura County mountains and foothills beginning Thursday. You can now access the misconduct cases of California police officers on a public database. The Police Records Access Project is the collaboration of journalists, advocates, and scientists. Karen Adams spoke with the project's director, Lisa Pickoff-White, about it.
Who would benefit from this database?
Lots of people benefit, including law enforcement officers themselves. So we've heard from law enforcement officers who hire other officers, for instance, that they're very interested in looking through our database before they hire someone, for instance, to learn more about their history. We've heard from victims of police violence or their family members who have had a really hard time accessing some of these reports in the past to find out more information about what happened then or how it was recorded. We've also heard from academics and researchers who really want to look at these files to make policy recommendations, to find out how things are done, for instance. And we've heard from attorneys who may want to research an officer before he testifies, for instance.
And how do people access it?
Currently, people can access it through several news sites, including LAist, the Los Angeles Times, the San Francisco Chronicle, KQED, and also CalMatters.
You can also Google the Police Records Access Project. I'm Karen Adams, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
The state Supreme Court is being asked by some Republican lawmakers in Sacramento to slow down plans to move ahead with redrawing California's congressional maps. They say plans by Democrats to quickly pass bills approving new maps for a November 4th special election violate the state constitution. It's because Republicans say there needs to be a 30-day review period on new legislation. San Diego Republican Assemblyman Carl DeMaio says Democrats are being undemocratic.
I believe, unfortunately, we are likely headed to a special election on November 4th. There will probably be legal cases between now and then and thereafter if necessary. But it is my most sincere hope that the public is watching what's going on and that they will render a stunning rebuke on November 4th by voting this down.
Governor Newsom says Democrats are moving ahead with changing congressional maps to counter Texas Republicans and their plans to redraw congressional lines there. Newsom says he wants to add Democratic House seats here to balance added Republican seats in Texas. He says he'll stop if Texas does. Tomorrow, the Texas House is set to vote on redistricting maps, ones which had prompted some Democrats to leave the state in an effort to delay the vote. A Democratic Representative Nicole Collier's returned, but says she remains locked inside the Capitol because she refused to sign a permission slip to be under escort by the Texas Department of Public Safety. And she tells CBS News this.
These maps that are rigged to have the outcome that Trump wants are harmful to my community. They will take away the voice of my district.
Historically, legislative boundaries are redrawn every 10 years following a census. Texas Republicans attempting to again reconfigure the boundaries after just 5 years at President Trump's directive in order to give the GOP 5 additional seats in the House. LA City Council members have voted to condemn a proposed state law which would force cities to allow for more housing near transit hubs. Here's State Senator Scott Wiener, who is behind the bill.
And so the purpose of this bill is to say, let's focus more housing around the highest quality public transportation where we have made significant public investments of tax dollars.
LA City Council member Tracy Park represents much of the West Side.
We all know LA must plan for growth. We need more housing, and it must be housing that people can actually afford. But that does not mean we have to be reckless about where and how we build. A one-size-fits-all mandate from Sacramento is not safe, and it's not responsible. SB 79 is exactly that. Sacramento hijacking local planning, stripping away neighborhood voices, ignoring safety and infrastructure, and handing the keys over to corporate developers.
Park was one of 3 city council members who spoke out against the proposal this morning. Ultimately, though, it will be decided by state lawmakers in Sacramento. It's 4:35. Let's get a check of traffic now with Scott Burt. He's in the Irvine Auto Center 24-hour traffic center.
This crash on the 110 heading into South Pasadena, North 110 at Fair Oaks. Right lane is blocked here. 3 to 4 cars involved in this wreck. Actually, 4 to 5 cars. And a backup starting at this point from Orange Grove. Again, it's the right lane that's blocked here, so try to keep it to those 2 left lanes. You might get through that a little bit quicker. You do have slowing before that, essentially from the 105 heading into downtown, but I'd say the worst of that starting about Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard heading up through the 4-level interchange. South 110 slowing up right now from Stadium Way. That's going to be an on and off slow ride as you work your way into South LA. Brand new wreck here, Mid-City 10 eastbound at La Brea. 3-car crash blocking the left lane. That is going to add to slowing out of Santa Monica here from just about 20th right now. Stays heavy even east of the problem, though, as you work your way to the East LA interchange. 10 westbound, slow across the downtown floor there, pretty much over to the 110 freeway. And getting more of a new wreck here near LAX or leaving LAX, North 405 at La Tijera. Looks like a carpool lane may be blocked with this wreck. Again, North 405 at La Tijera. Up ahead, it does slow from Venice Boulevard. Expect on and off slowing into the San Fernando Valley, Larry.
All right, Scotty, thanks. Well, all this week as summer break draws to a close and classrooms spring back to life, KNX News taking you back to school. Almost every building at the St. Mark's School in Altadena burned in the Eaton fire. And without even taking a beat to grieve, the search began immediately to get the elementary and middle school students back in class. Today, Margaret Carrero goes back to school at the temporary school.
One thing that came to me as I walked around St. Mark's temporary campus is how close-knit it feels. They set up these portable classrooms around an open outdoor space for the kids. It has 4 square where they can play and they can gather outside. They can have their lunch outside. They could also have some of their teaching outside. Jennifer Tolbert is the head of the school.
After our ribbon cutting ceremony, every kid, rolled up their sleeves and carried something over here. So it was really a community effort. It took a village to get here, which is why we're calling this site our village.
I love that. At a time of such trauma and upheaval, to have such a joyful transition must have been so relieving, I would imagine, for you.
It was, just under the surface is, of course, the hard stuff, the realities of what had transpired. Certainly to be a stabilizing force for our students was critical.
I also spoke with 5th grader Dylan Davis, who feels like an old soul in a little body. Maybe that's because she lost her home at such an early age in such a traumatic way. What do you think of the new school grounds here?
I am very grateful that EF would let us use their property for our school because I have been at St. Mark's nearly my whole life, and it is probably one of my favorite places to be.
You must have been really happy after all the fires and stuff just to be with your friends and your teacher again, right?
I was probably the most happy that I could ever be when I saw my friends again for the first day when we were back.
I bet. Are you excited about going into 5th grade?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Were there challenges that you faced when you first got here that you've learned from that you'll take into the new school year?
Yes, absolutely.
Lauren Boyle teaches 4th grade.
We all grew as educators, just being able to kind of work from your education and your experience and not necessarily from, say, the books or the materials that we had lost.
Because you lost all the books, all the materials.
We lost books, we lost, resources from different trainings and college and graduate school. And so having this summer to plan and come up with ideas and projects for this coming year means a lot.
Walking into one of the classrooms, they had these tiny little chairs stacked on top of each other on top of these little tables, and it turns out those were salvaged from the preschool building that did not burn in the Eaton fire.
This furniture has its own story. We had a ton of furniture in boxes in that building, so we were able to put into service all of that furniture. So you can see it's all brand new, and we were able to use it. I was so afraid that everything had gone down in the fire, and so to have this furniture also was just a relief.
I bet. Those little chairs are so cute.
Yes.
They're just so cute. My goodness. Dylan, where did you sit here last year?
I sat right here.
Right here? Yeah, you like all the rainbow colors and stuff too?
Yeah. This classroom is probably the happiest thing on campus.
Aww. I love that. You want to see potentially your other classrooms for next year? All right, let's see. All right, we don't know which one you're going to end up in, but we shall see.
They have 4 different teachers.
There we go. What do you think, Dylan?
It's a really nice classroom. It's all packed up, so I can't really see how it would look with everything set up.
But so far, so good?
Yeah.
I'm Margaret Carrero, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
And tomorrow on KNX Back to School, anxiety for students comes in all forms, from assignments to a fear for their safety. It's 4:41.
Welcome to Lazy Days. For nearly 50 years, we have been there for you, helping people turn RV dreams into destinations. Today, Lazy Days RV is here for you, with state-of-the-art dealerships, dedicated people, and popular brands. And no matter where the road takes you, Lazy Days will be here for you with RV service centers all across the nation. We are Lazy Days, here for you.
You Must Remember This is the podcast dedicated to stories from the secret and forgotten histories of 20th century Hollywood. Stories of sex, murder, institutional racism, bad men, sad women, fascist gossip columnists, and much more. Our new season is called The Old Man Is Still Alive, and it's about directors like Alfred Hitchcock and John Ford, who got started in the silent era, but were still making movies in the psychedelic 60s. Follow and listen to You Must Remember This on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You've got burgers on the grill, ribs dripping in sauce, corn with a little char. Yeah, it's go time. Now crack open an ice-cold Pepsi. That first sip, boom! Flavor level unlocked. Every bite hits harder, every spice sings louder, every smoky note bolder. So fire up the grill and grab a Pepsi, because food doesn't just need a beverage. Food deserves Pepsi.
It's summertime, and it's definitely getting hot. But if your love life is so not very hot, well, there's a way to fix it. Boston Medical Group has delivered a simple and effective solution for ED, proven to work when all else has failed. It's ICP, also known as ED Shots. ICP uses a custom blend of FDA-approved medications specifically formulated to restore healthy blood flow where you need it most. In fact, ICP works for 98% of men in just a few minutes, regardless of age or medical conditions. Our telemedicine platform now brings this virtually 100% effective solution right to your doorstep. And there's free formula upgrades for those who need more potent results. Our summer special, new patients receive 10 free extra doses of ICP medication when signing up for the standard program. Call 800-896-3100. That's 800-896-3100. Or visit bostonmedicalgroup.com.
Termites? Take a 10% discount on termite services. Call 1-800-PACIFIC for Pacific Coast Termite.
Good afternoon. I'm Larry Perrell, and coming up on KNX News 97.1 FM, President Trump criticizes what he calls woke museums, and Southern California facing a prolonged and brutal heat wave that starts tomorrow. First, let's get a look at traffic. This update brought to you by Yamava Resort and Casino with San Manuel. Here's Scott Burt.
Okay, Raphael called us on the tip line, 91 westbound, coming up on the 71. Apparently, there's like a sheet of plywood in lanes that's getting kicked up by cars, maybe fell off a truck or something, and it's causing some dodging and weaving there, so something to be aware of. Again, 91 westbound coming up on the 71. I actually do see a little slowing there, and certainly some slow traffic as you connect to that northbound 71. Raphael, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. And then up ahead, 91 westbound around Imperial Highway, we got word of an issue there in the form of a disabled car, mostly in the center divider, but CHP will probably have to run a break to get that out of your way. Eastbound side of the 91, Southern California Toyota dealers in Sinai View. That's going to slow up there from right around Kramer Glacel as you head out to the 55, and then gets even tougher there before Weir Canyon out through the 241. La Palma doesn't look too bad. I know it won't get you all the way through the Santa Ana Canyon, but might help you out a little bit. We'll call that your DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys route you can trust. I want to go to the 15 here, North 15 at Harupa. There's an injury crash apparently blocking a couple of right lanes, and that is tough from Limonite. Hamner to the west looks okay, and I think you can get back on there at Harupa, and you'll miss that, most of that backup there. There is some southbound slowing as well. Cajon Pass looking okay, by the way. Don't see any major problems there. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel presents Alien Ant Farm, and the Atari is playing the Yamava Pool Deck Saturday, August 23rd. Get tickets at the casino box office or AXS.com. Alien Ant Farm and the Ataris poolside concert at Yamava, August 23rd. Must be 21 to enter. SoCal's only reliable traffic reports every 10 minutes on the 5s from the Irvine Auto Center 24-hour traffic center.
Using Woodland Hills as an example, so far this year, you've only had 3 consecutive triple-digit days and no back-to-back days 105 or hotter. That's pretty common for you in the summertime. You did it 2 or 3 times last year. This year, you haven't yet. Well, guess what? You will have 5 straight days, 105 degrees or hotter, and it begins tomorrow. Tomorrow, everybody goes up by about 5 to 10 degrees into the low 90s for the metro area, low to mid 100s for our inland valleys and inland empire. And once we get hot, we will stay hot. We are losing the ocean breeze, likely all the way through the weekend. With your next weather forecast, I'm KCAL meteorologist Paul Diano for KNX News 97.1 FM.
President Trump has put the nation's museums on notice.
In a post on Truth Social, President Trump said he has instructed his attorneys to, quote, go through the museums and start the exact same process that has been done with colleges and universities. The president complained museums, especially the Smithsonian, are woke, and he added in his words, woke is broke, protesting that the museums focus on, as he put it, how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future, unquote. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Less than 2 weeks ago, President Trump called on Intel CEO to resign, and now the Trump administration considering taking a 10% stake in the company. Bloomberg tech editor Sarah Fryer has more.
The future of Intel is nowhere close to certain. They still have plenty of challenges ahead. Everything that's going to happen in the expansion of the AI market is going to require a lot of help and a lot of approvals from government.
The administration now considering a way to convert what was supposed to be about $10 billion in grant money from the Biden CHIPS Act into stock in Intel. Money is being used to build a new plant in Ohio. For the first time in 30 years, a pediatrics group is sharing different advice on COVID-19 vaccines than the federal government. CBS News correspondent Allison Keyes.
The American Academy of Pediatrics is strongly recommending COVID-19 shots for children aged 6 months to 2 years old. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder explains.
The first encounter with COVID should be with the shot, not with the virus.
The AAP says its recommendations will continue to be rooted in science, but the CDC isn't recommending COVID-19 shots for children of any age. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
For the flu, the American Academy of Pediatrics is recommending annual vaccines for all children unless they have a medical reason preventing it. Local state lawmaker encouraging colleagues to support his bill that would phase out ultra-processed foods in school meals. The bill from Encino Democratic Assemblymember Jesse Gabriel has passed the Assembly and is now in the Senate.
As we understand it, if passed, this bill would provide the first ever statutory definition of what constitutes an ultra-processed food. We believe this will be the first ever definition anywhere in the globe. And so while our goal here, our primary goal, is to protect kids and families in California, we understand that this effort could have national and international impacts.
Ultra-processed foods have been linked to obesity, diabetes, and nutrition deficiencies. Farmers, medical professionals, and health advocates have come out in support of the bill. 4:50, a look at your money. Here's Bloomberg's Monica Ricks.
Air Canada resumed flights today after its flight attendants ended their 3-day strike, and now the industry can go back to worrying about its next problem, the holidays. Passengers may be waiting till the last minute to book their trips, but JetBlue, American, and Allegiant have all said fourth quarter ticket sales at this point are lower than expected. A sluggish day on Wall Street today. The Dow was pretty flat, adding just 10 points. The S&P slipped 38 points, down 0.6%, and the Nasdaq was weighed down by a huge slide in tech stocks. It lost 315 points. That's a 1.4% decline. Intel, the exception today, shares up 7% now in after-hours trading, with news that Japanese tech giant SoftBank is making a $2 billion investment in the chip maker. And Oscar Mayer is inviting everyone to the cookout this summer with a new hot dog pack called Every Bun. It's got traditional hot dogs and plant-based not dogs for meat lovers and vegans. They'll be wrapped separately to avoid cross-contamination. I'm Monica Ricks from the Ozeron Law Injured Workers Hotline Money Desk on KNX News 97.1 FM.
We are surrounded by countless heroes across Southern California who step up with bravery and compassion to help our community in times of need. They also inspire and motivate us. I'm Heather Jordan. Nominate a KNX Helpful Honda Hero of the Week by sending an email to heroes@knxnews.com.
Welcome to Lazy Days. For nearly 50 years, we have been there for you, helping people turn RV dreams into destinations. Today, Lazy Days RV is here for you, with state-of-the-art dealerships, dedicated people, and popular brands. And no matter where the road takes you, Lazy Days will be here for you with RV service centers all across the nation. We are Lazy Days, here for you.
Hey, it's Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst and certified financial planner. You may have heard me dispensing financial advice on the radio before, but did you know you can get my money tips on demand with my podcast, Money Watch with Jill Schlesinger? If you have a question about a major financial decision in your life, this is the show for you. Follow and listen to Money Watch with Jill Schlesinger on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You've got burgers on the grill, ribs dripping in sauce, corn with a little char. Yeah, it's go time. Now crack open an ice-cold Pepsi. That first sip, boom! Flavor level unlocked. Every bite hits harder, every spice sings louder, every smoky note bolder. So fire up the grill and grab a Pepsi, because food doesn't just need a beverage. Food deserves Pepsi.
Looking for a paint partner that works hard for you? Dutch Boy Professional Series has your back in the store and on the job site, helping you to build your business with top quality, durable products, backed up by expert field rep support when and where you need it. We'll even save you time and money with exclusive benefits just for professional contractors. Trust your business to the paint partner that works hard for you. Dutch Boy Professional Series, available at Menards.
I'm pretty sure everybody hates traffic on the freeways, but which local freeway is the worst? Now, the LA Times used data from Caltrans, came up with a list. The worst, the 10. That's followed by the 605, the 405, 91, and the 710. Our John Baird talked to drivers like Chris.
Is there a freeway you just hate the most?
I don't know if there's a freeway I hate more than the others, but there's an interchange that I hate more than the others, and that's the 405 and the 101.
It's bad.
Yeah. That's really bad. Whenever you're going from one to the other, it's pretty crowded, and it kind of sucks. It's like,
is there a freeway and a time of day where you say, I never want to be there at this time of day?
Yeah, coming south on the 405 in the morning. Like, forget it. Like, luckily I live down here now, which is, roughly the west side. And I work up in Burbank in animation. So, going the opposite way to traffic, traffic's coming down the 405 down here towards LAX and Santa Monica and whatever. But I'm going the opposite way, and it's usually not too bad. But yeah, if I was coming the other way, it'd be like 3 times as long. So it can be really bad. If I go to work like late,
it's over.
It takes me a half hour. But if I go to work like the same time everybody else is, it takes me an hour and a half.
Now, the list is based on a number of factors, including average speed, delays, and fatal crashes. As for the best freeways, top 2 were State Route 261 out of Irvine and the 90 freeway in Marina del Rey. Scotty Burt, you got a one you hate the most?
With all due respect, I don't really trust those studies. It's too random.
Yeah?
Like I said to Margaret earlier, the worst freeway in the world is the one that you're on at the time.
That's actually true. It is truly subjective, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of, hard to say. But
all right.
Personally, I don't like the 405. 91 out toward Corona.
Okay.
Anaheim Hills, horrible.
All right, I got you. All right, traffic update brought to you now by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys, Scotty Burt.
Okay, I got to get to this SIG alert that was issued here northbound 5 at Buena Vista, Burbank area. We've got a stalled rig, and apparently they're blocking a couple of left lanes here, which is interesting. That rig is in the left lanes. But bottom line, you got to back up here starting, as far back as the 134 right now on that northbound 5. Pretty tough. South 5 on and off swing, 134, to and through the East Hill interchange down toward the 605. May called us on the tip line. She was telling us about a stalled van northbound 405 coming up on Wilshire Boulevard. And she said 1 lane over from the far right lane apparently blocked there. So that's going to add the slowing from Culver City. It stays pretty heavy into the San Fernando Valley. Pretty much up to Nordoff and gets even tougher there, leaving the 118 as you work your way toward the 5. Southern California Toyota dealers in Sinai View, South 405, slow Wilshire Boulevard down through the 90. If you were evacuated or your home damaged from the Eaton fire, you may be entitled to settlement money. Call DTLA Law Group Fire Injury Attorneys. Pay $0 up front for an advocate on your side. Text injury help to 40222 or type call downtown into your search bar for a free case review. SoCal's only reliable traffic reports every 10 minutes on the 5s from the Irvine Auto Center 24-hour traffic center.
78 degrees in Costa Mesa, 87 Woodland Hills, 81 on LA's Miracle Mile.
Are you thinking of buying a home or refinancing your mortgage? Connect with a Motto Mortgage loan expert for loan option comparisons in one convenient location. It's like having your very own home loan personal shopper. Visit MottoMortgage.com to find your local office today. Each office is independently owned, operated, and licensed.
Welcome to Lazy Days. For nearly 50 years, we have been there for you, helping people turn RV dreams into destinations. Today, Lazy Days RV is here for you. With state-of-the-art dealerships, dedicated people, and popular brands. And no matter where the road takes you, Lazy Days will be here for you with RV service centers all across the nation. We are Lazy Days, here for you.
You Must Remember This is the podcast dedicated to stories from the secret and forgotten histories of 20th century Hollywood. Stories of sex, murder, institutional racism, bad men, sad women, fascist gossip columnists, and much more. Our new season is called The Old Man Is Still Alive, and it's about directors like Alfred Hitchcock and John Ford who got started in the silent era, but were still making movies in the psychedelic 60s. Follow and listen to You Must Remember This on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You've got taco night on the table. Seasoned meat, warm tortillas, all the fixings. Now reach for a cold, fizzy Pepsi. Suddenly, dinner goes from pretty good to, whoa! That crisp cola snap that elevates every bite. Bold flavor, meet bold taste. Because this isn't just dinner. Food deserves Pepsi.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
KNX FM and HD Los Angeles.
This is Southern California's news.
Coming up, SoCal is about to bake under a days-long heat wave, prompting extreme heat and red flag warnings. You can now search California police misconduct records online, and LA cops looking for more possible victims of an alleged sexual predator.
Only on KNX News 97.1 FM.
It's 5 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Hurricane Erin is bringing dangerous rip currents and high waves to beaches along the East Coast this week. CBS's Matt Piper.
New York City's mayor says swimming at all city beaches will be prohibited Wednesday and Thursday. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy says even though Erin is forecast to stay offshore by hundreds of miles,
I would just say to you flat out, don't go in the water.
This group of teens is visiting the Jersey Shore from Pennsylvania.
Kind of disappointed, but yeah,
a little chilly too.
Yeah, it's kind of chilly outside.
We went in, but we kind of got yelled at. Ankle deep, you can't go swimming.
Officials say waves in the area could reach 11 feet. Matt Piper, CBS News, New York.
More National Guard troops have begun arriving in Washington, D.C. from Republican-led states. It comes as the Trump administration is releasing more information on the federal takeover of the D.C. Police Department. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says President Trump's declaration of a crime emergency and the use of National Guard troops was entirely justified.
There have been a total of 465 arrests.
In addition, Leavitt says the operation is removing homeless people from the nation's capital.
To date, a total of 48 homeless encampments have been cleared in Washington, D.C.
The president's actions come amid disputes over whether a crime emergency actually exists, with many residents describing some of the actions as heavy-handed. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
President Trump has promised that the U.S. will help provide security guarantees to protect Ukraine from future Russian invasions, although the White House says that will not include boots on the ground. Former Trump National Security Advisor Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster on possible forms of U.S. involvement.
It could be within the region itself, a reinforcement of air defense capabilities, U.S. manned around Ukraine, which could shoot down a lot of these missiles and drones.
Republican state legislators have filed an emergency petition with the California Supreme Court to put a Democratic-led mid-decade redistricting effort on hold. GOP State Senator Tony Strickland says during a hearing today in which some Republican voters spoke.
What we have here today is open, transparency, nonpartisan citizens throughout the state of California, public hearings throughout the state of California, in every corner of the state, full transparency, drawn lines in public.
The Texas House votes on redistricting maps tomorrow. Representative Nicole Collier, one of the Democrats who left the state to prevent a vote but has since returned, says she remains locked inside the Capitol because she refused to sign a permission slip to be under escort by the Texas Department of Public Safety. She tells CBS News.
These maps that are rigged to have the outcome that Trump wants are harmful to my community. They will take away the voice of my district.
This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
From the DTLA Law Group Injury Help Studios.
This is Southern California's news.
KNX News, 97.1 FM.
5:03, good afternoon. I'm Margaret Carrero. A prolonged heat wave is set to begin tomorrow across Southern California. Temperatures are set to soar well above 100 degrees in many places, and an official extreme heat warning has now been issued starting Thursday morning and running all the way through Saturday evening. Dr. Ariel Cohen is the local chief meteorologist for the National Weather Service.
In addition to the very hot temperatures during the day, overnight lows may not drop below 70 degrees for a couple couple of nights. So there's going to be very little relief from the heat at night. And this is going to be very noticeable compared to the relatively cool conditions that we've experienced during the past few months. So it's going to be abrupt switch to very hot conditions. I don't want that to catch people off guard.
A red flag warning for high fire danger will be in effect from tomorrow for the mountains and foothills of LA and Ventura counties. LA City Fire Chief Ronnie Villanueva says his firefighters will be ready for the heat wave.
To ensure we are fully prepared for this weather event, LAFD will be augmenting and pre-deploying critical firefighting services throughout the city in high hazard areas. Those areas are in the Woodland Hills area, Northridge, Sunland, Sherman Oaks, West LA, which covers the Palisades and Brentwood.
Both the city and county of LA will have cooling centers open during the heat of the day, including at library branches. The LA Unified School District officials there say that they will take steps to protect students and staff from soaring temperatures expected during the heat wave that's going to be around much of the region for the rest of the week. The district noted that many areas are likely to see near record temperatures during the heat wave, so protective measures that are being implemented by LAUSD include a modification of schedules for recess and lunch to minimize outdoor exposure, rescheduling or modifying schedules for high school athletic events and outdoor clubs, relocating students to cooler spaces if air conditioners fail in classrooms, and providing frequent water breaks. Students also being urged to wear breathable, light-colored, loose-fitting clothes and to apply sunscreen and wear hats while outdoors. It is 5:05. Let's get a check on that drive for you now with Scott Burt. He's in the Irvine Auto Center Traffic Center.
Okay, we do have a stall west side of L.A. May called on the tip line. She told us about this van that was stalled out in one of the right lanes here, North 405 between Santa Monica and Wilshire. So that is definitely adding to a backup out of Culver City. Unfortunately, you don't get much improvement beyond it. It stays pretty tough up through the Sepulveda Pass. Looks like the worst of it to about Victory, but there is slowing pretty much up to Nordoff. And heavy again, 118 to the 5. By the way, the wreck North 405 at La Tierra cleared to the right-hand shoulder. You might get a little slowing behind that as you leave the airport. And South 405 slowing up at Wilshire right now, down through the 90. We've got a new injury wreck on the 101 South at Silver Lake. As a matter of fact, this actually might be a medical emergency. Apparently somebody passed out behind the wheel. Again, South 101 Silver Lake, left lane, maybe two left are blocked here. Back up from about Hollywood Boulevard, stays heavy into downtown. And our signaler continues, Margaret, North 5, Buena Vista, two left lanes blocked. It's a disabled big rig. And a tough ride there, northbound 5 through the 134.
All right, Scotty, thank you.
Big multi-day heat event getting underway for Southern California, and it all kicks in really tomorrow. Extreme heat alerts pop in for the late week forecast Thursday and Friday. It does clip downtown. We're knocking on the door of some records, and temperatures soaring into the mid and upper 90s and triple digits all across the area. Our peak heat downtown likely Thursday and Friday. Woodland Hill could hit 109 on Thursday. Then Friday, some monsoonal moisture brings the chance for some dry thunderstorms around, especially the mountains of LA and Ventura County. Stay weather aware late week. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore, KNX News 97.1 FM.
Masked people appearing to be ICE agents or other law enforcement may soon find themselves confronted by LA police, giving them no choice when it comes to showing their badge and identification. That story from our City Hall reporter, Craig Figner.
So get this. A Los Angeles city cop encounters somebody who's masked, who appears to be a federal agent, maybe even claims to be, but isn't wearing something that shows identification. And, you know, their face is covered. Well, a new city law could be coming that would require the Los Angeles police officer to demand identification. This was passed by Los Angeles council members, directing the LA city attorney to both explore how this could be crafted as a law and come back with a draft of a proposed law. Here is Los Angeles council member Bob Blumenfield.
We cannot have masked people running around the city kidnapping people or detaining people. They need to be able to be identified as authorities, as police. Otherwise, anybody can put a mask on and grab somebody off the street. Our uniformed police are involved. They need to be able to know from that person in that mask with that gun, are they a real authority of the government, federal, state, or local, or are they somebody masquerading? They need to have the leverage to say, Show me your ID.
So many questions still unanswered as to exactly how this will work or would work if indeed it becomes one of LA's newest laws. We should know in about a month's time. At LA City Hall, I'm Craig Figner, KNX News 97.1 FM.
There is now a searchable database of California police misconduct records. Karen Adams has more.
Through public records requests to police departments, DAs, and coroners around the state, more than 100 journalists put together the Police Records Access Project.
These are public records in the public's interest. It's important for people to know what their law enforcement agencies are doing in their names so that we can hold them to account for what happens. And so we've heard from both victims of police violence, but also officers themselves who think it's important for this information to be out there so people can really see what's been written and try to understand what's occurred.
And the project's Lisa Pickoff-White says their work isn't done.
This project represents the work of more than 100 journalists over 7 years. And so a lot of people, both journalists and data scientists, have put a lot of work into making these records public, and we are continuing to do it. So we're continuing to make requests. We're continuing to use technology to kind of add new features.
The Police Records Access Project can be found with a simple Google search. I'm Karen Adams, KNX News 97.1 FM.
The LAPD is looking for more possible victims of an accused sexual predator with an unusual MO. Here's Emily Valdez.
41-year-old John Dar, who also goes by the name Jean Cudar, is charged with 2 counts related to sexual assault while the victims were unconscious. His target, straight men in bars, places like Venice, Santa Monica.
I think one of the reasons why the victims feel comfortable in this is that he's preying upon men.
LAPD Special Assault Detective Brent Hopkins.
But isn't representing himself as being interested in them sexually when they're talking. So they're going to this guy's apartment not thinking like, oh, hey, we might hook up. They're thinking like, oh, this guy's just a cool guy.
Hopkins says Cudar meets a victim in a bar, acts like a platonic friend, says he's an attorney in the entertainment biz, invites his victim to a so-called celebrity-filled party, but they have to make a quick stop at his apartment to get ready. That's where they have a drink. Hopkins says the victims pass out, wake up, having no memory, but feeling they were sexually assaulted. In some cases, forensic proved they were. And police now looking for more possible victims.
When it's totally different people, different nights, different months, different places, then that definitely makes you think like, okay, this is a plan.
Cudar out on $175,000 bail. He's awaiting trial. I'm Emily Valdez, KNX News 97.1 FM.
It's 5:11.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade.
Dana Carvey.
Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall.
Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities.
And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
You've got burgers on the grill, ribs dripping in sauce, corn with a little char. Yeah, it's go time. Now crack open an ice-cold Pepsi. That first sip, boom! Flavor level unlocked. Every bite hits harder, every spice sings louder, every smoky note bolder. So fire up the grill and grab a Pepsi, because food doesn't just need a beverage. Food deserves Pepsi.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Have you been Impacted by the Southern California wildfires like Eaton and Palisades or other related fires this year? You're not alone, and you don't have to recover alone. Join us for the Ashes to Answers, a wildfire expert panel event, August 21st and 23rd at the Westin Pasadena. The event is free and hosted by the Rise Relief Project. We support those impacted by the wildfires with supplies, resources, and emotional care. Get answers about insurance claim recovery, rebuilding your home, and your real estate options. Learn how to speed up your recovery and find out if you qualify for over a wildfire class action lawsuit. Our team of experts, legal advisors, and community partners will be there offering resources, support, and critical aid. In times of crisis, you need more than hope. You need help you can count on. Rise California. Relief, intervention, support, empowerment. Call 800-484-RISE or log on to risereliefproject.com to RSVP. Register now and receive a free gift at check-in to the event, August 21st or 23rd. 800-484-RISE. 800-484-RISE.
Who loves Aunt Millie's bread? Morning people who are way too happy to hear the alarm. Families trying to get everyone where they need to be on time, for once. Binge watchers and bookworms, dog lovers and cat people. Bikers and joggers who are both convinced it's their trail to share. Kids who know PB&J is almost as good as dessert. And anyone who loves the freshest bread delivered daily to Cincinnati's favorite grocers. Because no matter where the day takes you, Aunt Millie's brings you closer to home.
Good afternoon. I'm Margaret Carrero. Coming up on KNX News 97.1 FM, a group of Republican state lawmakers launch a legal challenge to the governor's plan for California redistricting. We will talk with one of those lawmakers. And preparing for a brutal heat wave across Southern California set to start tomorrow and stretching all the way into the weekend. That and much more on the way for you. Right now, though, at 5:15, the ever-important traffic update, especially drive time right now. It's brought to you by Cars for Kids, Cars with a K. Scotty Burt.
Okay, well, if you're on the 5 at Burbank, you're pretty miserable right now. I'm sorry. Well, I didn't do it. It's a stalled big rig, so that's why you're backed up here. North 5, Buena Vista, 2 left are blocked. This is a SIG alert, which means an unplanned lane closure of more than 30 minutes, by the way. And try to keep it over toward the far right. I think that'll probably save you maybe at least a little bit of time here. Back up through the 134. You know, if you can get over to Buena Vista, I think you can just use that northbound and rejoin the 5 there. And you'll be north of that issue. We will call that your instant route change brought to you by Valvoline. It's an oil change, but unfortunately, it does get a little bit slow here again. Northbound 5 leaving Sun Valley, heading up through Pacoima with some reduced speeds, heading into the Newhall Pass. But it's a far cry better than just back up on the 5 northbound as you head through Burbank here. 170 north, by the way, that's kind of a tough one from Sherman Way as you get up toward the 5 freeway here. Heard from Guitar Brian from Newport Beach. Apparently there's a person walking around on the 55 South around Dyer Road. That is always sketchy. You know, I see that from time to time myself, driving the freeways, people walking on the right shoulder and stuff like that. But this person might be in lane, so be careful there. Northbound's going to be slow there from the 405 up through Dyer Road with some reduced speeds pretty much up to the 91 freeway. It does get a bit tougher there from Chapman Avenue up to the 91. And Southern California Toyota dealers, Instant iView, your 91 East is definitely slow here through Anaheim Hills. That passed at 241. Congratulations to Cars for Kids for 30 years of turning car donations into supporting children. Cars for Kids has helped more than 100,000 kids nationwide. Donate your used car today at carsforkids.org and join over 1 million proud donors, making a real difference. SoCal's only reliable traffic reports every 10 minutes on the 5s from the Irvine Auto Center, 24-hour traffic center.
Republican lawmakers in Sacramento have filed an emergency lawsuit against the legislature to stop what they call an unconstitutional redistricting power grab by Governor Newsom and Democrats. Joining us live to talk about that lawsuit is San Diego County Republican Assemblyman Carl DeMaio. What are your aims with this appeal to the state Supreme Court, and do you think you'll be successful?
Well, I want Governor Gavin Newsom and these Sacramento politicians to respect the oath that they made to uphold the state constitution, and yet they are out there flagrantly violating the law. They were supposed to give California voters, the public, 30 days of advance warning to see their maps before these things are even voted on. Any legislation has to have 30 days of public review. They have violated Section 4, 8A of the state constitution. And then, of course, the whole redistricting scheme is illegal on its face because Section 21 of our state constitution says that only the Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission can do this work. In 2010, California voters took the power away from politicians because they saw the backroom deals. They saw the vote trading, the bribery, the corruption, where politicians manipulated maps through gerrymandering. And they said, we want a better system done by citizens in plain sight, in the public, and based on nonpartisan lines. Our system works in California. It produces fair elections, competitive districts, and that's what we should retain. Not follow the path of Texas or any other state in allowing politicians the power to gerrymander. It's just wrong, and it needs to stop.
I mean, this would only go ahead, though, if Texas moves forward with what it's planning to do, and independent redistricting would return after the 2030 census. That's my understanding of what's being proposed here.
No. First and foremost, the legislation says any change in any map, and we do know that there are a number of states that already have admitted federal voting rights violations, and they are updating their maps. It also allows a blue state such as Illinois to adjust a single line of their maps to trigger these politician-blessed corrupt maps that they've concocted. And finally, the politicians in California opposed the Citizens Initiative in 2010 that took the power away from politicians to draw maps. And they have been lying in wait for the last 15 years for the opportunity to capitalize on what Texas is doing, capitalize on some voters' hatred of Donald Trump to get what they've always wanted. They want the power back. We should not say that two wrongs make a right. California's independent citizens redistricting process is the gold standard. We should retain that because it's about our democracy. It's about fair elections. It's about a public, transparent process.
Well, if this does go through, and that's understandable, everything that you said is understandable, this would ultimately go to the voters, right? I mean, the map would go before the voters. It would be up to them to decide, shoot it down, say yes. Do you trust the voters of California?
I do trust the voters of California, but there's two differences, big differences. Number one, the Citizens Initiative in 2010 took the governor and the legislature completely out of redistricting, took away their power to manipulate the redistricting process and the lines and the maps. What they're doing right now is openly violating the state constitution because the state constitution says no one is allowed to do a map except for the Citizens Commission, and it's not supposed to be done on partisan bases. This is a map done by the legislature based on partisanship. Newsom and the Democrats have admitted it's all about political partisan gain, not what is natural for each of these districts. Also, you know darn well that politicians lie on the ballot with misleading ballot titles. And I have seen the worst ballot title in what they're proposing here. They're saying that a yes vote on the politicians taking back the power for the next 6 years is actually a vote in favor of the policy of an independent commission to draw the lines. You cannot get more dishonest than that. Again, if they're lying to voters on the ballot, you know dang well that they're not going to keep their word and give up the power in 6 years when we go to the next census. This is corrupt. It needs to be rejected.
Do you support what Texas Republicans are doing?
No, I've said that very clearly. Two wrongs don't make a right. Gavin Newsom is a petulant child. He's saying because they're doing it, we should do it. No, I don't want to trash California's democracy and open, fair redistricting process by citizens just because someone else down the block is doing something wrong. This is California. It ain't Texas. And I've always been opposed, and I believe most Californians, whether they're Republican, Democrat, or somewhere in between, they've always opposed gerrymandering by politicians for their own personal or partisan benefit. We should not abandon this gold standard process of citizens drawing the lines rather than politicians. And I think voters are going to stand with us. I think voters are going to vote this down in November. And what a waste of $250 million of money we don't have in the state budget. I mean, we're already facing a budget crisis. They're cutting important services for the elderly and the poor, and they suddenly have $250 million to waste on an unnecessary power grab election. This is shameful.
San Diego County Republican Assemblyman Carl DeMaio, thank you so much for your time, sir. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
It is 5:23.
What kids are wearing back to school this year is just one of the issues we'll be talking about.
As KNX goes back to school 2025.
All this week, KNX looks at what back to school means for students here in LA.
And it's not just their clothes. We'll take you to Altadena, where the school burned down, and Palisades, where students are taking classes in an abandoned Sears.
Who can say that they've been through a fire and now goes to school in a Sears building?
And we'll look at immigrant families fearful of ice raids.
What does back to school mean for them?
Listen every day next week
as we go back to school 2025
on KNX News 97.1 FM.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hello, it's Lena Dunham. I host a podcast called The C Word with my dearest friend and historian of bad behavior, Alyssa Bennett.
What is up?
It's a chat show about women whose society is called crazy.
We're going to be rediscovering the stories of women's society dismissed by calling them mad, sad, or just plain bad.
Listen to and follow The C Word with Lena Dunham and Alyssa Bennett. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Who loves Aunt Millie's bread? Morning people who are way too happy to hear the alarm. Families trying to get everyone where they need to be on time, for once. Binge watchers and bookworms, dog lovers and cat people. Bikers and joggers who are both convinced it's their trail to share. Kids who know PB&J is almost as good as dessert. And anyone who loves the freshest bread delivered daily to Cincinnati's favorite grocers. Because no matter where the day takes you, Aunt Millie's brings you closer to home.
You've got burgers on the grill, ribs dripping in sauce, corn with a little char. Yeah, it's go time. Now crack open an ice-cold Pepsi. That first sip, boom! Flavor level unlocked. Every bite hits harder, every spice sings louder, every smoky note bolder. So fire up the grill and grab a Pepsi, because food doesn't just need a beverage. Food deserves Pepsi.
Una silla de masajes puede parecer extravagante. 8 configuraciones diferentes, intensidad ajustable, además es calefaccionado. Y se siente tan bien. Sí, una silla de masajes puede parecer extravagante. Y 2, bueno, aún más. Pero cuando esas sillas de masajes vienen con un auto, se vuelven bastante prácticas. El nuevo Volkswagen Tiguan 2025 con funciones premium como los asientos delanteros con masaje disponibles. Solo parece extravagante.
Running a touch late here. Let's get that traffic update for you now. Brought to you by DTLA Law Group, Accident and Injury Attorney. Scotty Burt.
SIG alert on the 5 in Burbank, northbound 5 Buena Vista. We've got a couple of left lanes blocked with a disabled truck there that is backed up from the 134. Before you get there, it's going to slow up here through the Eastdale Interchange into Atwater Village. Your South 5 on and off slowing through Burbank down to the 134. And then get slow again through Atwater Village. Expect on and off slowing down to and through the Eastdale Interchange toward the 605. Still dealing with a wreck, 101 southbound at Silver Lake Boulevard. This is a crash that had the left lane blocked. Heavy out of Hollywood as you work your way down to and through the 4-level interchange. And I'm noticing a little backup building up here on the 134 eastbound at Eagle Rock, just off the 2. We'll keep a close eye on that. Orange County, 91 eastbound at the Scales. Reports of a new crash there, and North 57 at Yorba Linda Boulevard. We've got reports of an injury crash, I believe, blocking the left lane. Again, North 57, Yorba Linda Boulevard. Quickly here, 710 south at the 105 Southern California Toyota Dealers in Sedivia. We do have an injury crash reported there. If you've had an injury accident, a slip and fall, or been victimized by an assault, the injury help you need is just a text away. Text injury help to 40222. DTLA Law Group is California's top injury law firm. Text injury help to 40222 or Google calldowntown.com for a free case review. SoCal's only reliable traffic reports every 10 minutes on the 5s from the Irvine Auto Center 24-hour traffic center.
All right, everybody, it's here. The March to Spring Training and Opening Day is officially upon us. Hey, I'm Rob Bradford from Baseballs and Boring, and we'll have you covered every single day with instant reactions to late-breaking signings, determining which players are, yes, truly in the best shape of their lives, and behind-the-scenes stories from all the excitement and intrigue that spring training brings. Follow Baseball Isn't Boring in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You could win free Conies, Cholitos, and more at your local Skyline Chili. Head into Skyline, grab a Skyline Fest game piece, and peel for a chance to win instantly at participating Skyline locations while supplies last. Game ends August 24th.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Big year. I'm starting middle school.
Welcome to the jungle, Missy.
Best part? My parents promised me a new laptop.
Perfect for homework, essays, and drudgery.
So we went to Staples. They had all the latest tech, and laptops were up to 40% off.
Woo! Another back-to-school budget saved by Staples Easy Button.
Mom high-fived the cashier. So embarrassing.
Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. In Z23 select models only.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super-sized laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
BOGO is back at iMart Express.
Come on. Okay.
Right now, for a limited time only, new customers can buy their first pair of glasses and get a second pair free. Plus, with eye exams available and same-day glasses, you'll never miss a moment. It's the kind of savings and service you can really get used to.
Okay.
Find a location near you at imartexpress.com to shop our BOGO event today and see everything we have in store for you. iMart Express. Get glasses. Go see.
College holds a mythic place in American culture, but there are stories you won't hear on the campus tours.
The higher-ups are concerned about one thing, and that is avoiding scandal.
I'm Margot Gray. On the new podcast, Campus Files, we cover everything from rigged admissions to the drama of Greek life and student protests. Listen to and follow Campus Files, an Odyssey original podcast. Available now on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
From the DTLA Law Group Injury Help Studios.
This is Southern California's news.
KNX News, 97.1 FM.
5:30, good afternoon. I'm Margaret Carrero. Preparations continue for